You just stop at the door
Have
and,
prayer with them if they will.
and some won't.
Sorry about that.
And then another thing they were doing was getting the births out of the newspaper. And with them, they were taking a little goodie bag. And then, what was the other one? There was 3 visits.
First touch was, we took them a bag of chips and hot sauce.
Boy, those went over good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We were
Who did
always
you go visit with those?
First touch.
first people who had visited
Oh,
the
okay.
church.
That's Hispanic.
Yeah.
We have a lot in Longview.
Well, one of the guys come back one night and he said, boy, this first touch is a real good deal. He says, you know, we couldn't find them people. We just sat down out there on their porch and eat the hot sauce. Well, apartments are tough.
You'll walk yourself to death trying to find it.
Well, at night, like we were
And
first
about
going.
1 out of 100,
Can't find
the
them.
person that's supposed to be there will be.
Right.
The rest of them have moved.
It is,
Jacque,
I don't see well at night. I just cannot see well at night. I just hate going because you can't see.
Best thing to do at night is to carry a big flash.
But then you're out there in the parking
Yeah.
lot shining a
Shining
big
on the deals,
flashlight, and
looking out.
that looks a little shaky
Little
too.
shaky.
Yeah, but they're good for dogs too.
My dog Jacque.
Did you order it?
Yeah,
That it's,
got 2 of them.
it's on a frequency that dogs
Oh,
can hear,
okay.
and it troubles them.
Mm-hmm.
So
I get hurts their ears.
and we're driving
Makes
down the
them
road
mean.
the other day, and there's this pickup that pulls beside us, and they've got this big old like
You did.
Rottweiler in the
You
back. Just mean looking dog, and Jack goes, what's this? And he rolls the window down, and he takes it, and he goes. That dog's there, and he goes.
Back in that pickup tied up.
And so
Boy,
we're,
they're-
we're just sitting there like this at a light, and then he'd let it kind of come down, and he'd go, and he'd go, oh, he just has fun with that.
I sprayed, I was out visiting one time when I was a pastor out at Sharon Baptist. And Mickey Cundisack went with me, and the wind, of course, blowing in Oklahoma. We went out in the country. I was in my little Toyota, little old tiny thing. And we pulled into this country house, and I bet they had 5 or 6 dogs, and they were chewing on the tires as we were still rolling. Well, I'm afraid of dogs strong with. And so I look at Mickey. Mickey's, boy, he's got this look, And I said, I don't believe they're home, Mickey. And he said, well, I don't think they are either. Well, the lights were on, And so I said, no, let's just leave. And those dogs are just going crazy. And so I put it in reverse and I back it out to the road, the little bar ditches. And I told him, I said, I got my mace. I said, roll down your window. I said, I'll teach those dogs. It was all on his side. He rolled down his window and I sprayed real big, but the wind was blowing it, blew it back in on us.
Oh, no.
And we couldn't get out because the dogs would eat us. And I was driving and we were in the bar ditch, burning and crying and laughing all at the same time.
But listen, you can't always depend on people being there when the lights are
I
on.
know.
We went one night and rang the doorbell, and this lady, I rang the doorbell and she didn't come. And then I rang it the second time and she says, we're in the bed. TV going,
Yeah.
lights on.
Yeah.
I think she looked out and saw.
I've gone up and honestly have knocked on the door and had them say, shh. It's like, okay.
Act like we're not here.
Yeah. Or be fussing and fighting,
And then
cussing,
it's
and
silence.
then it's like I hear them before I knock, and then I'm trying to get away to keep from embarrassing them when I ought to just knock and say, y'all need some counseling here. Funny experiences.
Jessica,
Like that
we're
coleslaw,
gonna have
don't
to
you,
have Dad buy you some more coleslaw sometime, because that's good.
And we
And
got some watermelon.
Aunt Clara ate some too.
You like
I bet
watermelon?
Jessica didn't even like watermelon.
Listen,
Do you? As much as your daddy?
Kentucky Fried Chicken makes the best coleslaw in town. Don't you think they do?
It's pretty good.
Oh, I think it's exceptionally good.
Did you know that Kentucky Fried Chicken, the coleslaw and stuff, is owned by Republicans?
Yes.
Let me tell you what I did for her. I wrote to George Bush and asked him to send her a birthday card, and they looked up and found out that she was a Democrat and didn't send it.
Died in a wool Democrat.
Yeah, never vote for George Bush.
Said
But
footnote down
Clinton
there
made
says,
a great
Bill
president.
Foster's
And
daughter.
Jacque said, what did he do?
He fooled around in the,
I said, what one great thing did he do? She just said, have you figured it out yet?
no, I did seriously send
I
it,
remember
but
you
I
did.
think it was, you had to have it in like 6 weeks
Before.
prior, and I was a week short, and evidently they go according to their
I
rules and
wish I'd have had
regulations.
Clinton to send Daddy one. Cause Daddy,
Was-
he's Democrat just like them. During the Depression, yeah. Bill Morris and I was talking about that earlier. And,
I worked
I
for
just-
George Senior.
I just never, they used to live in Bakersfield.
Yeah, they did.
Mhm.
Uh,
Briefly, yeah,
when we
for a
were in Houston, he was running for election, and I was on his calling committee.
Hmm.
Went down to the headquarters and worked for a little while.
It's
Did
amazing
you
how
pay
many,
for it?
it's amazing how many fathers.
It's all
He did that
volunteer.
volunteer.
You know, with as many people as we have in our country through the years, how many fathers and then sons been,
Adams.
well, there about 3 or 4.
I'm not sure.
Adams.
History was not my best.
Abraham Lincoln.
Nah. Adams.
he was somebody's
And
son.
Bush.
No, there's more than 2, but there's 3.
The
Father
Adams
and
are-
son?
The Adams is.
Okay,
uncle,
now one was
John and John Quincy.
was one father and grandfather.
Nephew, I thought.
Grandfather, something. Nephew. Well, I took history at Sterling.
Now, this is a school teacher, she's been teaching school
I don't
for
have-
100 years.
I don't have to teach that.
Those little kids don't
She
even
knows what
know
she's
anything
talking
about
She
the
does.
president.
She's a very intelligent woman. She really is. Super intelligent.
Did I ask you if you watched the mole?
I do watch the mole, but I cannot figure that mole out.
Let me tell you what. I thought it was Bill.
The
And
guy that
then,
got kicked off last week.
no, Bill's the old guy.
Oh, the old man that
That in
kind
the
of
swimming pool, he
Yes.
stayed like 2 minutes.
Yes.
Do you watch it?
after he
I've seen some of
just
it, but
bragged and bagged about what a good
Oh,
swimmer he
yeah.
was, and he didn't even. If he's the mole, he didn't
So,
even fake that way.
I thought he was
he's a
possibly.
Navy SEAL.
Yes, and
They're
he
supposed to be able to swim for months.
and that
Yeah.
and he said, I can
Yeah.
float on
So
my
I'm
back.
I'll do it first.
Okay.
So he went in first. Okay, and then I think the little Oriental girl.
You know what? I think her too. And then
Oh, I hated that gal got thrown off last week. The
Is that the one that
Was
dropped
she-
in the hole?
no, last week was
swimming.
she was older
but
too.
isn't that a tough game?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
You couldn't pay
It's-
me enough.
it's-
Did you see the night they were bungee jumping down that
oh, I couldn't.
down that dam?
That dam. I
Yes.
But they even
Jada
asked you
had-
questions like, take
Hey,
the
you
age
want
of this
some
one
light
and
bread?
subtract the age of that one, and what number do you get?
You want some light bread?
I don't know
I
how
wanted to
they
cook
could
some more
retain
biscuits.
No, I'm fine.
all
But you know
that.
what? When
He
they
said he
did
sure
the
would like to
bridge
have some.
thing where they got knocked off by Little
Yes,
Jane and Big
yes,
John or whatever,
yes.
one of them
I saw
just
that,
kind
some
of
of that
went
one.
up there just like this, and it's like they
Uh-huh.
fell before they even got hit.
But you think about being on a log and how easy, if you didn't have your
Balance.
center of gravity right, how easy, they could just barely touch you and you fall
Plus,
in.
I think some of those people do that to get people to think they're the mole, and then they're answering all the questions to them, and then you're answering it towards somebody else. Because you eliminate yourself.
But why would people want to form
Alliances.
alliances?
Because they get together and they compare.
Yeah, but they don't know what they're talking to the mole.
Well, that happened on the last mole
Yeah.
season.
But this time, I watched that one
Because
too,
that
but
girl
I think
confessed.
this one is so
It's
much
tougher.
better.
It's tougher. Well, it's not but the same company.
The gal that was had the 3 people were in jail
Yes.
and they had to get the key.
Yeah, and the one that got hers.
Yeah, and then she wouldn't go ahead and take an exemption.
Wasn't that sweet?
Oh,
Wasn't that
I like
sweet?
her a lot. Now, is she the one that's the pilot? Who is the pilot? Or maybe that was that older
I don't
woman.
know. See, I watched it at the first, and we saw up to them getting knocked off the bridge.
Oh.
And then 911 happened. 9/11 happened.
Okay.
And then they,
They're doing reruns now. Because I watched it this week.
I know,
It's on Tuesday night.
but what I'm telling you, you're not listening. They
Tell me again,
started
I'll
it.
try.
they started it at the beginning of
Oh,
the
okay,
year.
okay.
And they
then
did
that-
the first one.
The later.
And they did the one where they dressed up in costumes
That
and went
was
to the
wild.
train, and that was so funny.
That was
But,
wild.
I mean, but see, the Navy guy didn't dress up in that diaper. Remember, he said, "I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do this," and he cost him some money. He had a reason he didn't want to embarrass the Marines, or the, whatever he was in. And, but then those 3 people, and I tell you who I liked, was that little spiky haired blonde
Yeah.
guy that did the magic tricks.
Oh, he
Look
was
here.
Wasn't
ticked.
he a kick?
I know that song.
Hey, you know that other
Been
show,
on
Survivor?
Oh, I love Survivor.
Billy Graham's wife's son was on that. He was the one that looked kind of like a kind of tall, skinny, dark-headed guy, kind of a thug-looking guy with some tattoos and stuff.
A lot of them had tattoos.
Okay, kind of, he's gay too, I think. What's his?
Oh, John, was he the nurse?
I don't think he's a nurse, but she is, so maybe he is. John don't seem right,
I think his name was John.
but he was on the one. It was like two survivors ago or something.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this
What
one.
was his name?
I said, Jay, you really built his show.
I can't tell what. I can't tell what that guy's name is. I can't remember what
Built
his name
his
was.
shoulders up.
But I couldn't do Survivor
see his
because of the
arm.
police.
I see him.
Oh, was it on the show with Kobe in Australia?
I think that's where it was.
Okay,
And he made
Kobe.
it down he made it down to.
Oh, was he the cook?
No. I
Was
think
he
was.
the chef?
I think so. Tall, skinny guy, black hair,
Uh,
kind of long hair, kind of trashy looking. He had tattoos.
I didn't
Right,
watch
I look-
that
Oh,
much.
I know that guy with the earrings,
Okay.
Rex.
I
Bye-bye.
think that's it.
He played in a
I think
band.
so, maybe. That's Billy Graham's stepson.
What's that?
It's who now?
Billy Graham from Lindsay's stepson, his wife's son.
And what band?
Billy Graham? No,
On
this
Survivor.
dude was old.
Well, we're older. We're,
No, I
50,
mean.
he's like 30, so
Oh,
his wife's 50 and this
Lex,
guy's like
he
30.
had like
cut the
tons of
watermelon
tattoos,
tonight.
and his
Yeah.
wife
Are you
is
gonna cut
fat.
the watermelon?
And
Is
she
that-
had
now that's
tons
who?
of tattoos.
I don't know if it's Lex or not. It may be a different one, but he is on
Okay.
Survivor.
Was it
Lives in
Africa?
California.
I think it's the one in Africa.
Lives in California.
I don't know.
He
I think
came
so. I
back
think
with
so.
Lives in California.
like 2 parasites and
Yeah.
He made it to
Yeah, like the top 3.
he made it like almost to the, yeah, because Graham kept saying, well, he's still in. He said, and then the guy came back, but the show wasn't over, so he couldn't tell.
Oh no,
anybody.
they don't. They
couldn't
make them
tell
sign a
anybody.
thing.
Yeah, the one,
Still there.
the good-looking guy,
Kobe,
Kobe, is from
San Angelo, where Terry's from,
where Terry Havens is from.
and Terry's niece works in the bank, and he comes in there all the time. And he, even when he was picked to go, he told her, he said, and his
Let me interrupt
mom
this for
has
just a second. Do you have Johnny's phone number?
John who?
My
His cousin, Mom.
Johnny Lee and Garlena.
He'd be in there. You know, he'd be in that telephone book, admin telephone
No,
book.
he don't do that,
no,
does he?
he lives it.
Well, it's
No,
in
you had it written down.
She may
I
have it
think.
written down in here. David Wilson.
Who's David?
That's Jeremy's friend, so it's, when you want to call him.
When you want to call him, you won't know where he is.
All right, just Oklahoma City book in there, in that drawer underneath the.
Mama, do you have it in your little address
TV
book?
stand.
Maybe. Good luck.
All right.